Hey guys, it's AV. Welcome to another exciting edition of Behind the Blessing. And for every problem, there's a solution. And I'm excited to have with me the National Education Consultant, Mr. Robert Jackson, who's joining me today to talk about the 8th Annual Stand Up Conference, which is going to take place this Friday, July the 23rd at 9 a.m. Mr. Jackson, how you doing, sir?
Hey, how you doing today, man? Thanks for having me on your show.
I appreciate you. It's a lot going on. First of all, I always just like to ask people, how you doing, how you been able to come through this pandemic, even though I know we're still in the midst of it. Seems like every day we're finding out about, a new COVID-19 coming in. So how have you been holding out through all of this?
Like everybody else, man, doing the best I can, but, I'm looking at it through a different lens, man. I'm not talking about what I lost during the pandemic. I'm talking about what I gained.
Yeah.
I gained some family time. I gained more time with my wife, my children. Really had a chance to compress a little bit because I'm on the road speaking full time. So just being able to sleep in my own bed has been a blessing, man.
It's definitely a blessing. And I know that you are motivated, man. You're a builder, not only of men, but a family, of community as well. Kind of give our listeners and viewers an opportunity to know a little bit more about you. Tell us how you got started, especially when it comes to motivating people.
Well, I'm an educator by trade, man. So I started in education 25 years ago after being cut from the National Football League.
Yeah.
Nobody told me NFL stood for not for long.
Yes.
So when I got cut by the Vikings and the Raiders, I found myself in the classroom teaching and coaching. I didn't like the way they were treating our children. I'm talking about educators. So I became an educator, and now I'm an education consultant where I go around and do diversity training, culture diversity, conflict resolution, how to educate our Black and Hispanic males, working with kids with trauma, self-care. I do workshops nationally, and that's what I do. I've written 6 books, and that is my for-profit business. My nonprofit is what we're doing on Friday with the conference. I grew up in the inner city of Indianapolis and, never met my biological father, man, grew up in poverty, and just wanted to make a difference for my community and expand it to this national stage, man. But like I said, I've been on the road for about 10, 15 years, speaking full time. It's been a blessing, man.
Yeah, it definitely is, man, when you could speak into the lives of people and help to build them up. Because as you said, we were growing up, I don't want to date myself, but when we were growing up, like you said, we had aspirations and thinking that success was kind of tied to athletics, that, that was the end goal for all of us. Talk about how you were able to transition, because like you said, you realized that the NFL stood not for long.
Well, man, I had to remind myself that I got my education. I got my college degree. Now it's time for me to put it to work. I did go to school and work hard. I believed in the 5 Ps, that proper preparation prevents poor performance. And, I continue to work. And the same attitude I had in sports, I take that same attitude in my daily work, in my life's work in the education field and speaking and writing books and all the things I do. I still believe in proper preparation prevents poor performance. So when I'm speaking, I prepare well, man. That's why I perform the way I do. And I just try to push that attitude on our kids. You got to, the only place success come before work is in the dictionary. You got to work for it.
Yes, sir.
And our kids, a lot of our younger generation don't want to work. They want the rewards, but they don't want to work for it.
Yeah, and I remember growing up in the inner city, like you said, there was this man named Mr. Johnson. One of the things that he put in my head was not only education, but take care of your family and go to work. Like you said, he said, in the Garden of Eden, they had 4 rivers that would feed the Garden of Eden. And he says, if you don't have 4 streams coming into your life, he says, you're really not living up to your full potential. Who were some of the mentors in your life, man, that helped to shape you? Who mentored you and helped you to become who you are today?
Well, some of my mentors included, Ralph Dow, who was over the Boys and Girls Club when I was growing up. Rest in heaven, Ralph. He died in 2005. My mom was a big influence, man. My mom was a trooper, man. She's been on dialysis for 30 years.
Wow.
She just celebrated her 70th birthday.
I love it.
32 years on that machine. That's crazy, man. That's unheard of to be on dialysis that long. But my mom is not only the strongest woman I know, she's the strongest person I know.
Yes, sir.
The mental toughness to be disciplined enough to be on that machine for 32 years because She said, I'm gonna live to be a mother, I'm gonna live to be a grandmother, I'm gonna live to be a great grandmother, which she's all three at this point. And you know, just having her guidance and support, even though she grew up in Mississippi, never been to anybody's college, she always pushed me to be great. So just having my mother and you know, Ralph Dow and you know, some of my coaches through the years, Coach Harbaugh, who coached me in college. You know, I played for Jim and John's dad in college. And he just really pushed me to be great, man. Told me I was the best at my position in the country. And you know, he affirmed me. And he didn't look like me. So you don't have to look like somebody to affirm him. You know, so you know, that was a big influence. And then, you know, just some of the coaches I had through the years and a few educators like Miss Sangster I had in first grade. You know, she would tell me I was great every day. She said, you love running that mouth. One of these days, you're going to be speaking in front of thousands of people.
Right. Yes.
I do for a living. She spoke me here. So,
that's my English teacher, Miss Williams, said the same thing. I joke a lot of times when I talk to youth and young adults. I said, I remember one day our teacher had this habit where I would have fallen asleep every now and then. You know, she was dealing with some ailments. And she woke up one day and pointed at me and said, you're going to be in telecommunications. You're going to be in broadcast.
After she woke up.
Yeah, she woke up and went back to sleep after that.
Man, that's funny, man. That's crazy.
And I was like,
she spoke a word over you, though.
Yeah. And I'd already been thinking about doing it anyway in school. And I'm like, how did that lady wake up and know that? But like you said a second ago, it's words of affirmation and building up this next generation. And I'm excited, man. This Friday, the 8th annual stand-up conference. And I just love everything you stand for, because men of all ages will be able to come together through some interactive workshops. So tell us what's going to take place, because it's a lot of meat on the bone.
Well, it's going to be a lot of transformations taking place on Friday. Some healing is going to take place. You know, I believe that iron sharpens iron. Yeah. And we're coming in as men. We're coming in as men of God. We're coming in broken. I said, come as you are. Yeah. I don't care if you got to drag yourself to get on this virtual. Get on there, and you're going to understand, and you're going to realize that you're not alone. There's a lot of men who've been broken. There's a lot of men who've been through some bad situations. There's a lot of men who are leading families, but we don't have anybody to lean on ourselves because we've been taught toxic masculinity. We've been taught to man up, don't cry, don't show emotion, don't be a punk. You know, there's a lot of people saying they ain't going to be a punk in the ground right now.
Right. Yeah.
Toxic masculinity, and they got a lot of us killed and in prison. And we want to let our young men know it's okay to show emotion. Now, the weakest man on the planet is a man who cannot control his emotions, but it's okay to show emotion. Yeah. It's okay to have emotions. It's okay to cry. And I believe a lot of our men and young men have been taught the opposite. And that's why we have so much mental illness. We have so much stress and disease because we've been taught this bad information. So this Friday, I'm having a virtual conference. It's our 8th year. Stand Up stands for Speaking Truth and Never Doubting Unlimited Potential. I want to thank all of our sponsors for coming alongside us to continue to do this work and this event. We're giving away 10 $1,000 scholarships to deserving high school seniors going to college or college students who are currently in undergrad. We're giving away some laptops. We're giving away some bikes. You know what? I'm going to give away a refrigerator. I want somebody to have a refrigerator in their dorm room. You know, we're going to have a lot of guest speakers, including actor Derek Luke, national speakers Chris Emden, Manny Scott, myself, Brian Dinkins, Tyran Jackson. And we're just going to be pouring into our audience, man, mothers, sons, fathers. You know, we're going to pour into them, man, and just let them know that, listen, we've been through some mental breakdown situations. This is how we overcame it. This is what you can do. Now, the prize is only for those who are going to be listening and paying attention. We're not just giving away stuff for free. Yeah. You can't just go to a restaurant and say, hey, give me a sandwich and walk out of there. You go to jail. Yeah. So in order for you to gain these prizes and everything that we have to offer, you have to be attentive. You got to take notes. You got to pay attention because we want to reward you for your work. Now, if you're applying for a scholarship, you need to do it by 10 a.m. on Friday morning. You need to go to robertjacksonmotivates.com, click on Conference 2021. That's Robert Jackson Motivates, MOTIVATES.com. Click on Conference 2021. Click on those scholarships and apply. That's how you get them. That's simple. Yeah.
Easy access to on the website. I've been looking around it. And so once you go there, you'll see it's a great opportunity, as Mr. Jackson has said. A lot of times we have things afforded to us we never tap into, and we never take advantage of them. And this is the conference. This is an opportunity for you to stand up in your life mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. It's a time for you to stand up and take your life to the next level. And one of the things I like about it is breaking the generational curse. Because as you said, we've had this mantra for so long. You've been taught, especially when we play football, you get knocked down, shake it off, get up, go back. My head is
dangling. Get up.
Yeah. I'm spinning. Robert, I don't know which way the huddle is. I don't know where I'm going. But you're telling me to shake it off.
For real, man.
Yeah.
I had a concussion. I didn't know which way the huddle was, man. The guy thought I was playing around.
Yeah. He's telling you, Robert, shake it off. No, I can't shake it off. I don't know.
I'm gonna shake off a concussion.
Yeah. It's not good. And talking about these generational curses, man, because we understand if one person stands up for the family, you can set the generation on the path to success.
That's right, man. I tell kids all the time, I said, because they look at you now, I'm 50 years old and I appear to be successful and all that kind of stuff. And I said, I had to crawl before I walked.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to walk before I jogged, and I had to jog before I ran, and I had to run before I sprinted. And I said, there's a process. And I had my own growing pains. I made some bad decisions, but I never blamed another person for my own personal choices. I took responsibility and I took accountability. And I think that's what I want to teach our younger generation. Take accountability for your actions, good, bad, or ugly. Racial discrimination, cultural barriers, all that stuff exists. But your color will never define your future. Your choices will. We're going to make good choices, man. I don't care what color you are. And I never met my father. And I could have went on down that same path of my kids not knowing me, but I decided to break the generational curse. I'm married with 3 kids and I have a grandson. I got a little grandbaby.
Grandpa Jackson. I'm going to call you Grandpa Jackson.
I got a year-old son. So, I'm trying to teach our young people, don't get stagnated where you are, because where you are is not your destination. It's just your stop along the way.
And you said something so powerful that we always have to remember. We were created with the ability to make choices. God didn't make us robots. He made us, as the old preacher would used to say, free will agents. You have the ability to choose. God said, I said before you life and death, blessings and curses. But he says you got to choose. And at the end of the day, it's up to us to make the choices that are going to better our life. We don't have to stay in generational curses. We can be held accountable. We can, as you said at the beginning of our conversation, iron sharpens iron. You got to have quality people. That's why I asked about the mentors and having people connected in your life that can help to sharpen you. Because sometimes, like I know, Robert, we like people who are comfortable with us. We don't want people who challenge us and hold us accountable.
See, I don't need that. I need somebody going to challenge me and hold me accountable. Like, my best friend was murdered when I was growing up, and he had a son that he never met. And, I've been in his son's life. Son's 24 years old now. I've been trying to do things for him, taking him on family vacations, bringing him around me, trying to help him get a job and all this stuff. He in jail. He made a bad decision. Now he's in jail. Now before he went to jail, I had been trying to contact him, trying to get him a job. He wouldn't return none of my calls. Now he's in jail. Yes, just yesterday he want to call me like 10 times collect. No, man.
Yeah.
You had your opportunity. I'm not giving up on you, but I told him, if you get your GED and you show me that you're trying to get yourself together, then we all good. But if you're not making any strides on bettering yourself, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
So, and I told him, take some accountability for your actions and then fix it. I said, just because you're in jail don't mean that that's the end of the world. That means that you made a bad decision.
Yeah.
And your time, and you still going to have a lot of life to live. You're only 24 years old, but you're going to make better decisions. And that's what I want to teach our young men this Friday.
Yeah. My nephew went to prison at 19, spent his whole 20s in prison from a bad decision that he made early on. And the same thing, like you said, when he got out, man, he made so many good decisions that his life now, he's in control of his finances. He's successful. He runs his own businesses. He's doing good. So you can get knocked down, make bad choices, but it's what you do when that tribulation, like we like to call it, is in your life. It's the decisions that you make from this point on that can set your life on the right course. And one thing as we get ready to wrap up, I also love the fact that you challenge to increase value for education. And we talk about the importance of education because, like you said, your life didn't stop when football stopped.
That's right.
You had so many other things that you were able to, you know, to grow into, to develop, to use these resources and gifts that God gave you
Right.
to open
And we
doors
all
for you.
entrepreneurs, man. We
Yes,
all
sir.
entrepreneurs at heart. And I teach our young men, just because you may not be college material don't mean you're a failure. I
Yeah.
know a lot of entrepreneurs who've never been to college who are very
Right.
successful. You just got to choose your path, whether it's the military, whether it's getting a trade, whether it's getting a job, whether it's owning your own business, whatever you do, just put your all into it. And stop giving up so easily when the road cracks or when you start having some turbulence. You know, you
Yeah.
can't give up, you know, on your flight because you got some turbulence. Hey, we got turbulence, take us
Yeah.
down. No, you got to keep
No.
flying.
Right. Right. And adjust. Learn how to adjust. You know, the turbulence definitely won't last always. Robert, this has been exciting, man. The 8th annual stand-up conference this Friday at 9 a.m. You can go to robertjacksonmotivates.com. It is absolutely free. And as he said, he got so many things that they'll be giving away. But the important thing is that you come away with more knowledge, that you come away edified, that you come away ready to go to work. Because a lot of times we gather, but we gather to go back home and really not make a difference. But this conference, not only are you going to gather, but you're going to get educated, and then you're going to be held responsible for going out and not only making your life, your family life, but your community life better as well. Man, I thank you for taking this time out. Any closing words you want to leave with us, brother? We definitely got to connect and stay connected, man. And
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, work on some things together. Yeah.
Only thing I want to share with the audience that is free. You don't have no excuse. If you have a son, a grandson, a brother, father, anybody 11 and up, go to robertjacksonmotivates.com, click on Conference 2021, register for free. This is my 501c3. This is how I give back to the community. A lot of people pour into us. Some of you big ballers, you know, if you want to donate, go to robertjacksonmotivates.com and click on donate. We love your donations, but we taking it and pouring it right back into the community. So make sure that you sign up. Mothers, if you want to stay on there with your son and see what's going on, you should go ahead and participate. But we really want to encourage you to sign up your sons, your grandsons, your father, your husbands, your brothers. We need all men to stand together because iron sharpens iron.
Yes, sir. I love it. Robert Jackson, National Education Consultant. Thank you, man. Appreciate you for taking your life to the next level and letting God use you to be a light as we continue to encourage and strengthen and just make this world a better place. This has been Behind the Blessing with me, AV. You guys be blessed and know for every problem, there's a solution.
God bless you, man.
Bless you.